If you're a fan of J.K. Rowling's Wizarding World, you know how much bloody stuff is in it, spinning off twice with The Cursed Child and Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Hey, it's a gift that keeps on giving money to J.K. Rowling. However, there's not room for every little Harry Potter thing to exist in the movies, theme park attractions, and world-crushingly popular stage plays. We've all got our favorite character, subplot, or tiny bit of detail that Warner Brothers just couldn't quite find room for. And to be honest, that's a good thing. It's a reason to go back to the books. I'm Adam from Whatculture.com.
That's me.
And here are the 15 biggest things the Harry Potter movies left out. Number 15, PEEVES. Pain in the Arse Poltergeist PEEVES is a near constant presence from the first book onwards, entertaining students, adding comical relief, and delightfully terrorizing Dolores Umbridge, but he never made it into the film. British comedy legend Rick Mayall was initially cast, but he claims his scenes were cut because everyone else on set kept corpsing when he attempted to act. His role was simply never replaced in the films, leaving us one little bastard short of a good time. Number 14, The GAUNT. In the Half-Blood Prince book, we get a huge slice of Tom Riddle's backstory showing how he became Lord Voldemort and introducing us to the House of Gaunt, aka a bloody lovely bunch of cousin-marrying folk. There's a strictly pure-blood dynasty of Slytherins, and Riddle's mother trapped his muggle father, whom Voldemort murdered along with his whole family. La la la, happy times. In the film, instead, we're just introduced to Riddle when he's already clearly evil, and we see nothing of his crazy family history. Number 13, Winky and S.P.E.W. Winky, the house elf, is more than just an alcoholic. It is she who unwittingly allows Barty Crouch Jr. to escape, and when she takes the brunt of the blame, her mistreatment leads to big-hearted Hermione forming the Society for the Promotion of Elfish Warfare, aka S.P.E.W. Unfortunately, Dobby's little friend never made it into the film, and we were all left wondering precisely how Barty Crouch actually escaped. I mean, actually, God, that S.P.E.W. thing really went on, didn't it? I'm actually okay with this one falling by the wayside. Number 12, Dudley's Olive Branch. Dudley's final act in the main narrative of the book is to offer Harry his thanks, or at least a very Dudley version of thanks, for following his parents, who are less nice, into hiding. No such olive branch is extended in the film, sadly, though there was originally a deleted scene that saw him repeat the "I don't think you're a waste of space" line from the books, which was kind of important. It followed the film's most important message, that it's possible to defy your bloodline and seek redemption, and that even the worst of us can find good. Shame it never made it to the final cut. Number 11, Professor Binns. Tragic Professor Cuthbert Binns taught history of magic until he died at a very old age in the staff room and then simply kept on teaching as a ghost. He's something of a joke, but it is he who teaches Harry about the legend of the Chamber of Secrets in the books. But since nobody in the film cares about any lessons other than the violet ones or the ones with Snape, the teacher and his subject are notable absences. Number 10, the Deathday Party and the Headless Hunt. In the books, the Hogwarts ghosts play a far more significant role, which they should. They're centuries-old repositories of knowledge in a goddamn school, after all. For instance, in Chamber of Secrets, we don't get to see Sir Nicholas's 500th Death Day party and his rejected desire to join the Headless Hunt. There's no sign of either in the film, which is important because it lessens the impact a bit when Nearly Headless becomes one of the Basilic's victims later in the film. Number 9, Charlie Weasley. The second eldest of the Weasley siblings was an enigma even in the books, appearing only at the end of the Battle of Hogwarts with reinforcements. All he got in the films was an appearance in a family holiday photo. He wasn't even officially present at the wedding of his brother, though some suggested a red-headed stranger in the background might be him, you know, because the Weasleys aren't monsters. Number 8, the Sphinx and the Acromantula in the maze. The third task of the Triwizard Tournament was no mere maze as appeared in the film. In the books, there was a blast-ended Scroot, which almost did Harry and Cedric in. Then Harry meets a Boggart and encounters a golden mist that turns things inside out. On top of that, there's a Sphinx that asks him a riddle and threatens to savage him, and an Acromantula, which is a big 8-legged pile of nope. In the films, that all pretty much just becomes some weeds that nearly get Cedric. Perhaps the edits were for budgetary reasons, but this was supposed to be the grand finale of the tournament. You know, the maze, and Harry and Cedric were supposed to build a rapport, surviving all their obstacles together, which made the latter's death even more devastating. Number 7, Aunt Petunia's correspondence. In the books, Dumbledore and Petunia sent a number of letters to one another in the world's frumpiest pen pal romance. As a child, Petunia sent a letter asking if she could go to Hogwarts like her sister, to which the headmaster replied kindly, but still pissed her off. Then later, after the Dursleys want to throw Harry out, Dumbledore sends a howler demanding that Petunia should remember my last, implying something he'd written to her, telling her how crucial it was that she kept Harry there. In the films, only one letter appears in Harry's basket when he's dropped off at Privet Drive. No howler, no backstory for Petunia. Number 6, the Longbottoms and St. Mungo's. The tragic backstory of Neville's parents being tortured to insanity is an awful but important part of the book, since he and Harry are so similar, but it's not in the films. That robs Neville of some of his emotional weight, and all we see of the Longbottoms is their appearance in an old photo of the Order of the Phoenix. It's a shame too, because their survival made Neville's heroism and determination to avenge their condition even more amazing. Number 5, GRAWP attacks and the Giant. Hagrid's brother GRAWP makes a couple of appearances appearances in the books, first in the forest, then at Dumbledore's funeral in a suit no less, and then he plays a key part in the Battle of Hogwarts, almost single-handedly fighting off Voldemort's entire group of giants, who also didn't make it into the film, probably for budgetary reasons. This is a shame, because giant fights. Number 4, Percy the Turncoat. After Hogwarts, Percy Weasley became a Ministry of Magic employee, first working under Barty Crouch Sr. and then Cornelius Fudge, taking his line on the return of Voldemort and causing a rift between him and his family. His pride later stopped any reconciliation until he finally turned up for the Battle of Hogwarts, repentant and just in time to watch his brother die. In the films, Percy is just a little aloof and never really splits from his family, and then just sort of gradually fades into the background after the first few ones. Number 3, Harry's final offer. Even in the final battle between them, Harry tries to help his greatest enemy. It's your one last chance. I've seen what you'll be otherwise. Be a man. Try for some remorse. Sadly, no such exchange exists in the movie, and nor does Voldemort's duel against Horace Slughorn, Kingsley Shacklebolt, and McGonagall all at once, which again a shame, because badass. Cutting Harry's appeal for redemption robs us all of a reminder that even facing death again, Harry tries to see the good in the Dark Lord, whose rejection proves his ultimate undoing. Number 2, Teddy Lupin. Teddy Lupin is born to the doomed couple of Remus and Tonks, who tragically perish in the Battle of Hogwarts, named after his grandfather who was murdered by Voldemort's forces earlier. After the death of his parents, Teddy is brought up by his grandmother, attends Hogwarts, and appears in the book's epilogue at King's Cross to see off his girlfriend. Sadly, Teddy was cut entirely from the film's epilogue despite Luke Newbury being cast, and he's only mentioned by Remus to Harry at one point, taking away some of the added sting of his parents' deaths. Maybe they thought we couldn't take any more sadness by then. And number 1, the Dumbledore family history. The family history of old Dumbles reveals the tragic story of his sister Ariana, Dumbledore's past with Grindelwald? I think it's Grindelwald. Suggestions he might be prejudiced.
Get out of here, roundies!
And the conflict with his brother Aberforth that ultimately led to Ariana's death. In the films, sadly, the backstory is mostly glossed over, with huge elements missing and not enough importance is heaped on Ariana's relationship with Aberforth or Dumbledore's with Grindelwald. It's strange, as the story would have worked particularly well as a backstory or in memory flashbacks, but hey ho, maybe we'll get to see it in a future Fantastic Beasts sequel. And that's our list. Did we miss any out? Tell us about it in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter here. I'm Adam from Whatculture.com, and I'll see you soon.